I bet a lot of us haven't thought about our washing machine supply lines. There's two hoses that come into your washing machine. One is for the hot and one is for the cold water. And these can burst. It happens every day somewhere. Someone's having a flood in their home. I've asked plumbing expert Bobby Crowder, the family plumber, to join me here on the program today to talk about the risk of these supply lines and how often we should get them changed out on our washing machines. Hey, Bobby, how are you?
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you here. Okay, so how often should we be swapping out our supply lines on our washers?
The wash machine supply lines, they recommend every 5 years. No one does that. I mean, it's very rare that people change them out because it's behind a wash machine. It's out of sight. It's out of mind. So they don't think about it at all. So what happens over time, in about 5 years, depending on the water quality of their home, those lines could get brittle, especially if they're not stainless steel braided. And a lot of the times they're not. They're just, the black rubber hose that comes right into from the valve to the washing machine. And they start to get brittle and they'll bubble out and burst. And I just had one last week that did that, and she had no idea until she came home and there was water coming out of her garage. And unfortunately, it was a washing machine supply line. So we went over the right of way, changed them out, and I highly recommend every 5 years, 100%.
Yeah, it's really a quick fix. So if they do burst, it's no big deal. Bobby can come
Nope.
out and put a couple new ones on real fast. The downside is you've got now a flood in the home,
Yes.
and
Yep.
water is extremely damaging. And it's one of those things where we go, you know what? If I had just done something ahead of time, I wouldn't be dealing with this aftermath of water. Not only is the water damaging, but the drying water is damaging. It can damage your wood floors if you have wood floors, obviously your furniture, makes a mess of your carpet.
Your walls.
Baseboards, it can
Yeah.
wick up into your sheetrock. I mean, we all know the stories. We don't want to have any floods in the house. So it's
Yeah.
not that expensive to have quality supply lines put on. I mean, roughly what does it cost to put these on? I mean, the actual product itself, the cost of the product, it's not that expensive.
It's not. I mean, it depends on, the length and stuff like that. So, I mean, I know everywhere is different pricing, but you could be 40 to 65 bucks, somewhere around there or
Mhm.
so. But yeah, like it said, like fraction of that cost compared to the headaches and the water damages to the home is way worth it. I mean, just make a rule of thumb every 5 years. A lot of people don't, they think that maybe that's just too soon. No, manufacturer usually suggests about every 5 years.
Do it ahead of time. It's much like changing your tires, except with
Hmm.
tires, you can actually see the wear and tear. And so
Hmm.
you can measure it. That's a
Right.
whole nother conversation. We're not going to talk about the wear on your tires today, but we can often tell ahead of time, but we can't
Yeah.
run those tires forever. The problem with these hoses is that you really can't tell that they're wearing out until one day
That was
they
too late.
give. And when
Yeah.
they give out, it's a real mess. All of Bobby's contact information is located in the description of this podcast. So simply click on the link to get to his website, call his phone number that's on there. He will come out personally and meet with you. Thanks, Bobby. I really appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.